She locked the door behind me. "You're mine," said my alien friend's sister Sally strode through the arched gateway of the Vorn compound, her tail flicking with urgency. Evan Mercer matched her pace, the sealed human treaty addendum tucked under his arm. Stone walls loomed high on both sides, etched with glowing security runes that hummed as they passed. "Keep it casual," Sally whispered over her shoulder. "My sister handles security. She's thorough." Evan nodded. He scanned the courtyard ahead. Armed guards in sleek armor nodded to Sally, but eyed him like a loose wire. "No big deal. Deliver the packet, get a signature, head out. Standard logistics." A figure blocked their path at the inner doors. Tall, broad-shouldered, with iridescent scales glinting under the dome lights. Cora Vorn, security commander, her yellow eyes locked on Evan. "Sally," explained the human. Sally stepped forward. "Evan Mercer, cultural liaison. He carries the sealed addendum for Mother's review, treaty business." Cora's gaze drilled into Evan. She crossed her arms, claws tapping her bicep plate. Inside. Now. They entered the vaulted hall. Marble floors echoed their steps. Sally led toward the central archive. But Cora surged ahead. She slammed a palm on the access panel. The door to a side corridor hissed open. "Not that way." Cora's voice cut like a blade. "Human stays with me." Sally's spines bristled. "Cora. Protocol. Protocol is my job." Cora grabbed Evan's arm, firm, unyielding. Her scales felt cool against his skin, textured like fine leather. She towed him through the door. Sally followed, protesting. The door sealed behind them with a heavy thunk. Cora spun, hand out. Evan blinked. It's standard envoy gear, linked to the embassy. She snatched it from his belt before he could react. Her fingers brushed his hip. She pocketed it. "No signals in secure zones." Sally's eyes widened. "That's not out." Cora pointed at the corridor. "Tell Mother I'll vet the packet." Sally hesitated, glancing at Evan. He gave her a subtle nod. "Go, handle the politics." She trusted him to manage. With a sharp hiss, she turned and stalked away. Cora faced Evan alone. The corridor stretched empty, walls pulsing with faint blue veins of energy conduits. She loomed closer, a head taller, her breath carrying a metallic tang. "Hand it over." Evan straightened. The packet stayed under his arm. Sealed addendum requires dual witnesses and a protocol officer. Embassy rules. Vorn custom too, per the accord. Her eyes narrowed. "You're in my compound. My rules." He met her stare. "Practical. Polite. I keep my promises." Sally vouched for safe passage. "Witnesses ensure that." Cora circled him slow, like sizing prey. Her tail lashed once. "Humans, always with your promises. What hides in that packet?" "Contamination protocols? Your kind spreads chaos." Evan held still. "Trade clauses, nothing classified. But seals break only under observation." She stopped in front of him. Close. Heat radiated from her frame despite the cool scales. "You think you dictate terms here? I request a witness. Archivist Telnon, maybe. Or Sally." Cora snorted. "Telnon hunts violations. You'd feed her the rumor herself. Human contamination in Vorn bloodlines." Evan kept his face neutral. Rumors. Always rumors. Humans integrated fine. Aliens just spooked at flexibility. "Scan it then," he said. "Prove it's clean. Then we proceed." Her spines flared slightly. "Approval? Challenge?" She tapped her wrist gauntlet. A handheld scanner deployed from her cuff, humming to life. Blue light swept over the packet. "Clean," she growled. "But you're not." The scanner pivoted to him. Evan raised his arms without prompting. The beam tingled across his skin, probing clothes, bones, even his teeth. He breathed steady. Routine. Like airport security back home. It beeped green. Cora's jaw tightened. No weapons, no trackers. Extraordinary. Most off-worlders glitch the bio-red. Evan lowered his arms. "Human baseline. We adapt." She holstered the scanner. "Adapt to this. You stay in my suite. Quarantine protocol. Until Mother signs." "Suite?" Evan glanced at the corridor. "No doors nearby. I need to report back. Packet stays sealed. You stay contained." She gripped his shoulder, steering him forward. Her touch lingered a beat too long. Firm, assessing. They reached a reinforced door at the corridor's end. Cora palmed the lock. It parted into a spacious suite, low couches, holographic displays flickering with security feeds, a viewport overlooking the compound's core. Armed, but lived in, her space. Evan stepped inside. Goal, deliver packet. Conflict, containment. He pivoted. Saley needs to witness. Cora blocked the threshold. Her claw hit the inner lock. Click. Seals engaged, visible as red runes glowing around the frame. You're mine. Evan's pulse kicked. He tested the door panel. Dead. No response. The suite's walls muffled sound, thick, soundproofed for security. Nobody outside could hear. Cora leaned against the door, arms crossed. Her yellow eyes gleamed, possessive, protective. The air thickened. He backed up a step. Practical. Stay calm. This violates the accord. Release the door. She pushed off, advancing. Violates, you breathe Vorn air unvetted. Stay, or I drag you. Evan's mind raced, communicator gone. Door sealed. Saeli would rally help, but how long? He clutched the packet tighter. No betrayal. Hold the line. Cora stopped inches away. Her scent enveloped him. Ozone and spice. She tilted her head, studying. Why fight? Humans bend. Yield. Not my style. He held her gaze. Trust works both ways. Her tail coiled near his leg. Not aggressive. Guarding. He exhaled slow. Trust. You waltz in, packet in hand, like you own the place. Diplomacy. Evan edged toward the couch, buying space. Saeli's friend. Your sister's trust. Cora followed, mirroring. Saeli's soft, idealist. I protect what's mine. The word hung. Mine. Her claws flexed. Not anger, something deeper. Conflict twisted her features. Duty versus pull. Evan sat on the couch edge, packet on his lap. Scan proved clean. Let Saley in. We finish this. Heat built between them, forced proximity, her suite, her rules. But his resolve held. No. Cora sat beside him. Too close. Her thigh brushed his. You stay, I watch. Evan swallowed. Body language screamed possession. Society taboo loomed unspoken. Cross-species bonds forbidden, punishable. Yet here she sat, struggling. He shifted. Cora. Boundaries. Her eyes softened a fraction. Boundaries break under pressure. Silence stretched. Hollow feeds flickered. Guards patrolling. Saley arguing in the hall. Muted. Evan realized. No escape without her say. Footsteps echoed outside, faint. Saley's voice. Cora tensed, hand on her gauntlet. Then nothing, sealed tight. Evan met her stare, trust incoming or trap tightening. Cora's claw grazed the packet. Tell me what's inside. Earn it. He waited. Promise held, but survival. Collaborate. Trade routes, human flexibility for Vorntech shares. Simple, earned. Her spines relaxed, inch by inch. Flexibility, your kind's weapon. Tool, he corrected. Yours is discipline. First thaw. Discipline keeps us alive. The door stayed locked. Her presence filled the suite. Evan breathed deep. Pressure built bonds, or broke them. Outside, a distant chime. Archivist Telm. Cora's eyes snapped to the feed. Game on. Cora's claw slammed the hollow feed controls. The image sharpened. Archivist Telm strode down the corridor, robes swirling. Flanked by two enforcers, her spines bristled. Evan straightened on the suite's edge. No panic. Assess. Incoming probe. Your move. She whirled on him. You invited this? Human rumors spread like void filth. Clean scan, he said. Saeli's vouch. Stick to facts. Cora's gauntlet hummed. Locks reinforced with a hiss. She paced, thigh muscles flexing under scaled skin. Heat radiated from her. Sweet air thickened. Door chime pierced the tension. Tellen's voice crackled through. Commander Vorn, protocol demands entry. Contamination reports require verification. Cora glanced at Evan. Her eyes narrowed. Challenge or shield? Denied. Matter contained. Tellen's tone sharpened. Vorn authority bends to archive law. Open, or I summon tribunal. Evan stood. Goal clear. Buy time. Protect Saley. Let me handle the talk. Neutral voice. Cora blocked him, claw to his chest. You stay caged. Steady. Confinement terms, then. Written. I cooperate fully. You get Sally access. Supervised. Her spines twitched. Interest flickered. Terms. Paper contract. Human style. Clear rules. No surprises. She snorted. Pulled a holopad from her belt. Blank slate glowed. Speak. I record.
Evan nodded.
Routine kicked in. Like any trade deal. 1. I remain in suite. No unescorted exit.
Obvious.
Claw tapped. 2. Daily scans. My compliance. Accepted. 3. Supervised contact with Sally. 1 hour. Your watch. Cora paused. Claw hovered. Why her? Friend. Diplomat. She vouches. Keeps peace. Eyes bored into him. Testing. 4. You ask questions. I answer true. No evasion. She leaned in. Breath hot on his neck. Human intent? Why infiltrate Vornhouse? Envoy work. Trade links. Sally's invite. Bait. Her voice dropped. Humans bond fast. Cling. We saw your wars. Territorial fever. Evan held still. No flinch. Discipline your strength. Ours is adapt, not conquest. She circled him. Claw trailed his shoulder. Light. Possessive. Prove it. What if I touch? Hand gripped his arm. Squeezed. Testing yield. He breathed even. Boundaries hold. Ask direct. Threat response. She shoved. Hard. Back hit the wall. Evan absorbed. Feet planted. None. Talk solves. Cora's spines eased a fraction. No counter? Logistics. Rage wastes air. Holopad beeped. Telm hammered the door. Vorn. Obstruct and I kite taboo breach. Cross-species proximity. Punishable. Cora snarled. Spun to Evan. Finish terms. 5. Routine. Meals, sleep, work here. Your schedule. 6. No contact outside Sally. No signals. Agreed. The extended hand. Sign. Digital. She eyed it. Claw danced over pad. Terms locked in green. Her mark flashed. Vorn sigil bold. No hesitation. Deal. She pocketed it. Gauntlet word. Door unsealed a crack. Tellin shoved in. Robes billowed. Enforcers loomed behind. Contamination source? Eyes locked on Evan. Cora stepped forward. Blocked line of sight. Contained. Scanned clean. Contract signed. Telm's tendrils quivered. Archive implants scanning. Human in Vorn suite. Unprecedented. Explain proximity. Evan spoke from behind her. Calm. Envoy protocol. Trade discussion. Telm peered past. You. State intent. Cora's hand stayed on her gauntlet lock. Thumb ready. The answers to me. Diplomacy. Evan added. Sally's chain. Tellin's gaze sharpened. Sally Vorn cleared you? Amid rumors? Clean, Cora snapped. Leave. Archivist hesitated. Scanned the holopad as Cora flashed it. Terms glowed. Binding. Born word. Irrevocable. Cora's claw flexed. Tellin backed out. I verify with elders. Watch proximity, Commander. Taboos bind us all. Door sealed. Silence dropped. Cora turned. Eyes on Evan. New light. You turned cage to packed. Works both ways. He sat. Routine resumed. She lingered. Hand brushed the lock control. Still hers. Sally now. Supervised. Gauntlet chimed. Sally's voice filtered. Cora, let me in! Door hissed open. Sally burst through. Scales flushed, spines half raised. Evan, scans clear? He nodded. Contract sealed. 1 hour. Sally's eyes widened at Cora. You? Agreed? Cora crossed arms. Rules hold. Rules hold. Sally hugged him quick. Alien grip firm. Friendly. Trade data safe. Packet intact. He patted her back. Polite. Cora watched. Claws twitched. Sit. Talk. I monitor. They settled at the low table. Holopad activated. Sally projected routes. Human flex lines weaving Vorn rigid grids. See? Synergy. Evan traced a node. Your tech stabilizes our jumps. Ours adds branches. Cora leaned over his shoulder. Heat pressed. Human flexibility, unpredictable. Tool, he repeated, predictable under contract. Sally's spines relaxed. Cora, he's solid. Saved my flank on Orion drift. Cora grunted. Claw grazed Evan's packet. Show me. He opened it. Data streamed. Human adapt runs. No aggression logs. Pure logistics. Her eyes scanned. Spines lowered fully. First real thaw. Efficient. Hour ticked. Scially stood. Tomorrow? Cora nodded. Supervised. Door locked behind her. Sweet quieted. Evan stretched. Interrogation next? She sat opposite. Too close again. Intent drill. Full. Ask. Why trust Sally with you? Claw pointed. Keeps promises. Like me. Humans promise loose. Not this one. He met her stare. She baited. What if I deny her tomorrow? Test loyalty? Contract says supervised. Enforce it. Claw tapped table. Rhythm steady. No break? None. Pressure built. Her thigh brushed deliberate now. Forbidden. You know, society rule. He didn't shift. Deal holds. Eyes softened. Struggle plain. Protector versus pull. Discipline slips. Trust builds it stronger. Gauntlet beeped. Night cycle dimmed lights. She stood. Sleep here. I watch. Evan nodded. Cot materialized from wall. Her command. He lay. Routine. Cora dimmed her side. Sat by door. Hand on lock. Eyes open. Dawn chime pulled him awake. Scans first. Clean. Cora waited. Routine holds? Yes. Scially entered. Hour 2 began. Data flowed deeper. Cora hovered closer. Chillin's shadow flickered on feed. Probes circled. Evan worked. Calm. Contracts bound them. Cora's claw rested near his hand, not touching. Yet. Door chime again. Tellin's voice. New evidence. Open. Or I breach. Cora tensed. Hand locked the gauntlet. Evan's eyes met hers. Trust test incoming. Scially lunged for the door panel. Cora's claw slapped her hand away. Sharp crack echoed in the suite. Evan straightened from the data console. His neck prickled. Two sisters squared off, inches from his chair. Release him, Cora. Sally's voice cracked like a whip. Envoy team sweeps this wing in 10 minutes. They'll see the lockdown. Rumors explode. Cora planted herself between Sally and the panel, her stance locked wide, tail rigid. Family protection clause invoked. Human stays. Evan pushed back his chair. Metal scraped tile. He stood level with their shoulders. Human height no disadvantage here, ladies. Breathe. Sally whirled on him. Her frills flared red. Evan, you're not a pet. Tell her. Cora's gaze snapped to him, claw flexed. Possessive glint sharpened her eyes. He raised palms flat, neutral gesture, human envoy standard. Scially's right on timing. Envoy team finds me isolated. They file protest. Your house loses face. Cora's tail lashed once. Honor demands I shield you. Telm circles. Contamination probes hit feeds already. Scially jabbed a claw toward the console. Feeds flickered. Telm's glyph pulsed outside. That's why we move now. Joint office. Neutral ground. No. Cora stepped closer to Evan. Her heat brushed his arm. Deliberate. You smuggled him. Risked us all. I contain it. Evan caught Sally's flinch. Sister's bond strained thin. He slid between them. Casual pivot. Like rerouting cargo. Cora, your clause holds legal. But honor? Humans call it accountability. Her head tilted. Ears perked. Explain. Promise chain. He tapped his gauntlet. Sync to hers now. Sally vouched for me. I deliver data. You supervise. Break chain, trust fractures. All lose. Scially's frills eased a fraction. She nodded sharp. Listen to him, sister. Cora's claw hovered near his wrist. Not grabbing. Testing. Humans twist words. Loose oaths. Not mine. Evan met her stare. Steady. Protocol translates. Your protection honors my contract. Joint briefing proves it clean. No rumors stick. Door glyph flashed. Tellin's voice boomed. Archivist entry denied. Breach protocol in 3. Cora snarled low. Lock the panel tighter. He hunts violation. Scially reached again. Slower this time. Cora blocked without slap. Forearm cross. Evan spoke fast. Propose now. Joint brief. You, Siley. Me. Telen observes. Data flows public. Rumors die. Cora's eyes narrowed, weighing. Her thigh pressed his in the crush. Warmth seeped through fabric. Accidental? No. Sally's claws dug her own palms. Cora, family first, not control. Protection is control. Cora's voice dropped. Gaze flicked to Evan. Softer edge. He stays. Claws binds. Evan felt the pull. Air thick with sense. Sally's sharp citrus tension. Cora's deeper musk of resolve. His pulse stayed even. Logistics. Claws let supervision. Briefing is supervised. Choose. Chelm hammered the panel outside. Glyphs raced red. Cora's tail coiled. She tapped her gauntlet. Sweet vents hummed. Air scrubbers kicked in. Fine. Joint. But I lead. Siley exhaled. Frills flattened green. Deal. Evan nodded. First hurdle cleared, but Cora's claw brushed his hand as she turned. Lingered. Heat sparked. Console beeped. Incoming envoy ping. He sat. Fingers flying. Data streamed. Trade yields. Alloy specs. Humans excelled at crunching numbers under fire. Cora loomed behind him. Breath grazed his neck. Work. Siley paced to the side console. Pulled up protocol feeds. Tells evidence. Leaked scans. Your proximity flagged anomalous bonding. Evan's fingers paused. One beat. Resumed. Bonding? Cora growled. Taboo. Cross-species. Society purges it. He logged the yield spike. 14% over projection. Human normal. Close teams build trust. Results follow. Siley's laugh barked short. Tell that to the edicts. Door glyph stabilized. Telen's voice cut clear. Briefing approved. Vorn sweet. 5 minutes. No delays. Cora straightened. Claws retracted smooth. Move. Gauntlet synced full. Her overrides glowed active. He followed her lead. Siley flanked. Hallway gleamed sterile. Probes hummed in vents. Alien efficiency. Scans everywhere. Cora's stride clipped his. Protective bubble. Siley matched pace opposite. Watch Teln, Cora muttered to him. Low. He twists honor. Evan nodded. Got it. Stick to data. Briefing chamber sealed behind them. Teln waited center. Robes crisp. Data orb hovering. Eyes like data chips. Cold scan swept Evan. Archivist Teln. Cora saluted fist to chest. Joint session. Human data envoy. Mercer. Junior diplomat Vorn. Teln's orb pulsed. Contamination rumor persists. Proximity logs exceed limits. Explain. Siley stepped forward. False flag. Data collaboration requires access. Evan activated his gauntlet projection. Hollow bloomed. Charts spiked green. Yields up 14%. Human pattern recognition optimized your alloys. Proof here. Teln's gaze bored in. Human touch. Forbidden under Edict 47. Contamination vector. Cora tensed beside Evan. Claw twitched toward her sidearm. He spoke calm. Edict specifies threat. Data shows gain. Honor weighs results. Teln's frills twitched. Irritated. Family clause? Convenient shield. Cora's voice steel. Invoked legal protection duty. Sally's claws tapped console. Pull logs. Clean. Orb whirred. Scanned. Silence stretched. Evan held still. Cora's heat radiated, thigh to thigh in the tight circle. Her scent deepened. Pull tugged harder. Teln's orb dimmed. Yields verified. Rumor unsubstantiated. For now. He swept robes. Excited. Chamber door hissed shut. Siley sagged against wall. Dodged. Cora turned to Evan. Eyes locked. You mediated. Clean. He shrugged. Team effort. Her claw grazed his arm. Open now. Trust test passed. Sally's gaze sharpened. Caught it. Sister. Joint holds. But her tail brushed Evan's leg. Subtle claim. Evan felt the shift. Forbidden line blurred. Pressure built. Console pinged. New envoy directive. Deeper integration. Shared quarters. Cora's eyes gleamed. Accepted. Sayali's frills flared. Wait. Too late. Gauntlet locked new chords. Suite expanded. His cot stayed. Evan met Cora's stare. Trust deepened. Bond chose itself. Hall lights dimmed. Night cycle. Cora's hand rested on his shoulder. Let him back. Door sealed. Alone again. Her watch resumed. Closer now. Claw near. Touch inevitable. Teln's shadow lingered on feeds. Probe circled tighter. Next test loomed. Cora's claw snapped open her wrist panel. The scanner hummed to life inches from Evan's face. Blue light swept his skin. Red alert pulsed. Physiologically improbable. Evan raised an eyebrow. He sat on the edge of his cot in their shared suite. Night cycle lights cast long shadows across the reinforced walls. Problem? Her frills stiffened. She cycled the scan again. Light crawled over his neck, chest. Beep. Same red. Model mismatch. Human baseline exceeds tolerances. Claw trembled slightly. Third pass. She held it steady against his jaw. Beep. Red held firm. Evan stayed still. Exceeds how? Stress markers. Toxin thresholds. Oxygen debt. Her voice dropped. Tail lashed once. Your kind survives conditions that shred our protocols. Recalibrating. Data scrolled her display. She leaned closer. Heat from her scales brushed his arm. Scent sharpened. Musk and ozone. Compatibility check, she said. Protocol for shared quarters. Family clause demands it. Claw withdrew. Eyes locked on his. You break the models, Evan Mercer. Not fragile. Resilient. He shrugged. Just human standard. Eat, sleep, adapt. No brag. Fact. Her gaze lingered. Pull tugged between them. Forbidden. She stepped back. Clear. For now. But her tail coiled near his boot. Claim lingered. Evan stood. Hunger gnawed. Shared suite meant shared rations. He crossed to the prep station. Alien staples filled the cooler. Dense root bulbs. Protein gels. Fermented strips. Human twist? He grabbed a bulb. Sliced it thin. Heated the gel pad. Sizzled like onions. Added strips. Charred edges. Simple stir. Salt analog from the dispenser. Steam rose. Earth scent cut the sterile air. Cora watched from her post by the door. Arms crossed. What ritual? Not ritual. Meal. He plated 2 portions, pushed one toward her. Try. Builds trust. She hesitated. Claw hovered. Took it. First bite crunched. Frills relaxed a fraction. Efficient. Flavor binds. Ate steady. No comment, but plate cleared. Evans savored his. Warmth spread. Sally's lucky. You two hold this compound together. Mention sparked tension. Her frills flared. Console pinged. Staff chatter on open feed. Vorn Jr. risks envoy breach. Human contamination spreads. Cora's claw slammed the mute. Tail whipped. She patched through. Redirect. Siley cleared all logs. Focus patrols. Voice steel. Staff voices cut off. Evan paused mid-bite. Caught it. She shielded her sister. Quietly, no fanfare. Appreciate that. Keeps us clean. Her eyes snapped to his. Duty. But heat rose in her scales. Stress reflex kicked. Frills quivered. Breath hitched. Evan set his plate down. Inhaled, slow. Deep, even. Human calm under fire. Out through nose. Steady rhythm. Cora mirrored it. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Frills smoothed. Breath synced. Tension bled out. She froze. Realized. Coincidence. He smiled faint. Breathe. Works every time. Refused to admit. Instinct. But stayed close. Claw brushed his wrist. Lingered. Door chime broke it. Sally burst in. Frills high. Evan. Integration directive. Joint brief tomorrow. Tellen's circling feeds again. Cora's tail snapped straight.
Secured. Siley eyed the empty plates.
You ate together? Evan nodded. Fueled up. Sally's gaze darted between them. Caught the sink, the brush. Careful. Taboo lines thin. Cora stepped forward. Blocked her view of Evan. Joint holds. Legal. Sally claws tapped. Sister. He's my envoy, not shared risk. Cora cut in. Voice low. Protective. For both now. Evan felt the web tighten. Trust built brick by brick. He grabbed his slate, pulled logs, prep brief. I handle cultural gaps. Saili softened. Reliable, turned to leave. Paused. Cora, thanks for the redirect. Staff backed off. Cora grunted, door sealed behind her. Silence dropped. Night cycle deepened. Cora resumed watch, closer this time, shoulder to his as he sat at console. Heat shared, scent wrapped him. Evan typed. Steady, her breath matched his again. Unspoken. Claw grazed his knee under the table, tested. He didn't pull away. Physiologically improbable, she murmured, and addictive. Pull ignited. Bond chose. Console pinged. Teln's mark on outer feeds. Probe inbound. Cora's frills snapped up. Scanner out again, this time on herself. Beep. Her own baselines shifted. Human sync broke her models too. Evan saw the red. Her claw closed over his hand. Arrow. Squeezed. Test escalated. Morning cycle flushed the sweet orange. Cora hauled Evan from the cot. Brief prep.
Full scan suite.
Her voice clipped. Last night's sync hung between them. Unspoken. He dressed quick. Practical tunic. Lead. Shared corridor buzzed. Staff eyes followed. Whispers cut when Cora glared. She herded him into medbay. Sterile hum. Pods lined walls. Compatibility deep dive. She strapped him to the central rig. Vitals clamped wrists, temples, post-integration. Society demands proof. Evan relaxed into it. Standard logistics, run it. Pod's word. Injections pricked toxin sims, stress analogs. Human baseline kicked in, heart steady. Lungs expanded, no dip. Cora monitored. Frills twitched, toxin load. Triple our limit, no cascade. Rechecked feeds. Twice. Third time eyes widened, models shatter. Humans default to this. Adapt or die. He met her stare through the haze. Keeps promises intact. Rig beeped clear. She released him. Claw lingered on his arm. Heat pulsed. You rewrite rules. Saley pinged comms. Brief in 5, Talon arrives early. Cora growled low. Pulled Evan close. Stay synced. Breath matched his. Calm flooded her. Worked again. She pulled away sharp. Duty. Evan caught her redirecting a nosy tech outside. No logs on Vorn quarters. Protocol. Protected the circle. They moved as unit. Brief chamber loomed. Tell waited inside. Orb hovering. Probes gleamed. Door hissed open. Tellen's frills rose. Human metrics. Now. Cora shoved data slate forward. Improbable baselines. Verified. Evan stood tall. Ready. Orb scanned him direct. Red flashed. Teln recoiled. Contamination vector? Asset, Cora snapped. Tail coiled possessive. Siale's claws dug console. Alliance proof. Pressure peaked. Evan's calm rippled out. Cora breathed it. Saley steadied. Tellen's orb dimmed. Intriguing. Tests continue. But his eyes gleamed. Hunted deeper. Back in suite. Night fell hard. Cora cornered Evan by prep station. Cook again. He did. Staple sizzled. Shared plates. Claws touched forks. Her frill brushed his cheek. Accidental? No. Trust chosen, she whispered. Bond sealed. Telden's next probe pinged feeds. Personal quarters feed. Watched. Violation bait set. Door chime shattered the morning hush. Evan straightened from the prep station. Knife paused mid-slice on root vegetables. Cora's tail lashed once. She crossed the suite in 3 strides, slabbed the panel open. Archivist Tellen stood rigid in the corridor, orb drone humming at his shoulder. Rills flared wide. Inquiry order, full access, human asset, and sealed packet. Now, Cora blocked the threshold. Her claws flexed against the frame. Protected asset under Vorn security protocol. State your clearance chain. Evan set the knife down quiet. He wiped hands on a cloth. Watched her stance. Shoulders squared, tail low and coiled. She'd prepped him last night after the feed ping. Stonewall procedure, she'd said. You stay visible. Controlled. Tell thrust a data slate forward. Hollow seal glowed official. Alliance oversight trumps household lockdown. Contamination rumors demand verification. Step aside, Commander Vorn. Packet remains sealed by Envoy writ. Cora didn't budge. Human metrics cleared yesterday. Repeat scans require escalation form. File it. Sally's voice cut from the console nook. Archivist, logs show your orb overstepped quarter bounds last cycle. Revoke pending? Teln's frills twitched. Irrelevant. I invoke Protocol 47. Gamma, direct interface with the asset. Evan stepped forward. Calm voice carried. I'll grant a controlled interview. Here. Recorded. No physical scans without my liaison present. All eyes snapped to him. Cora's tail stilled. Telt's orb rotated. Lenses whirring. Asset speaks. Teln's gaze narrowed. Unprecedented. Proceed. But Packet opens. No. Evan met his stare. Packet's integrity is my promise to your alliance. Break it. You void the Envoy pact. Cora shot him a glance. Sharp. Approving. She waved him to the brief table. Sit. Interview logged. Teln entered. Orb trailing. He perched on a stool, frills half furled. Sally activated the holo recorder. Evan took the facing seat. Cora loomed at his flank, one claw resting light on the chair back. State your designation. Teln's probe extended, hovering short of Evan's arm. Evan Mercer. Cultural liaison. Human envoy. Report all interactions since arrival. Detail any physiological exchanges. Evan leaned back slight, kept breath even. Standard diplomacy. Shared meals. Briefings. Security syncs. With Commander Vorn. Sins? Teln's orb beeped. Red light flickered. Elaborate. Respiratory? Thermal? Calming protocol. Evan shrugged. Humans normalize stress via proximity, reduces errors. Verified. Effective. Cora's claw tapped once. Steady rhythm. Per heat brushed his shoulder. Familiar now. Telin leaned in. And the claw linger? Feed logs show contact beyond protocol. Frill brushes. Tail coils. Sayeli hissed soft. Public feeds. Violation. Open audit. Telin ignored her. Eyes locked on Evan. Human confirm. Have you induced bonding response in Vorn personnel? Cora's claw dug into the chair. Wood creaked. Evan blinked slow. Bonding? Define term. Symbiotic attachment. Tellin's voice dropped. Forbidden under Cross-Species Edict 12. Mating sync. Claim. The word hit. Cora's posture shifted. Tail whipped up, coiled possessive. Around Evan's calf under the table, a frill unfurled full. Vibrant blue pulsing heat waves. Claws slid to his shoulder. Guard turned claim. Breath synced to his without thought. Tellin's orb spun wild. There. Visual confirmation. Commander Vorn. Protective posture. Cora's growl rumbled low. Asset under threat. Your accusation escalates. Evan felt her pulse through the grip. Steady. Matched his. He placed hand over her claw. Light pressure. Archivist. Questions answered. No bonding. Alliance thrives on trust, not rumors. Sally's claws flew over console. Inquiry logged. Escalation flagged to High Council. Telin recoiled fraction. Frills collapsed. This. Merits review. Deeper probes authorized. Denied. Cora released Evan slow. Tail withdrew reluctant. Leave Vorn quarters. Now. Orb retracted as Teln rose. He stabbed the slate. Packet inspection tomorrow. Council warrant. Door hissed shut behind him. Silence. Crashed. Sayeli slumped. He baited the claim response. Eads caught it. Cora paced. Frill still half extended. Procedural block holds, for now. Evan rose. Returned to prep station. Interview bought time. Eat. Plan next. She stopped. Watched him slice roots precise. Tail flicked close. You volunteered. Risked exposure. Kept promise. He heated the pan. Staples sizzled. To Sally. To you. Unit holds. Sally joined table. Telin hunts violation. Bonding taboos ironclad. Cross-species claims exile families. Cora snatched a fork. Speared a morsel. He won't find proof. Sinks protocol. Her frill brushed his arm as she leaned. Accidental? Heat said no. Evan plated food. Passed portions. They ate. Claws clicked utensils. Breaths even natural. Afternoon drills hit hard. Cora dragged Evan to security bay, countered Teln's scans. Train evasion. She tossed him a harness. Straps bit skin. Orb dodge. Move. Evan buckled in. Rig hummed alive. Targets popped. Holoprobes like Teln's. He rolled, ducked. Human reflexes snapped. Grabbed emitter. Jammed frequency. Cora's tail thrashed approval. Again, Siley monitored from sidelines. Metric spike. Human baseline defies models. He nailed 10 in sequence. Rig beeped clear. Cora unclipped him. Claw lingered on chest strap. Extraordinary. Normal for you. Practice. Evan stepped free. Sweat cooled. Your blocks bought the interview. Teamwork. Her frill pulsed. Pulled him into sync stance. Breath matched. Calm, flooded. Chosen trust. Saley pinged alert. Teln's filing. Warrant push. Evening sealed packet hummed on console. Evan traced seal. Alliance codes glowed. His promise anchor. Cora cornered him post-meal. Hide it? No. He met her gaze. Show strength. Controlled reveal. She nodded. Claw traced his arm. Heat built. Taboo whispers grow. Society watches. Then prove it wrong. Evan held still. Let her frill drape his shoulder. Loyalty over rules. Saeli's calm buzzed. Council stall, but Teln rallies investigators. Night deepened. Cora synced breaths again. Longer hold, tail coiled loose around his waist. Stay close. Evan nodded. Hand rested on her arm, unit intact. Probe light flickered outside viewport. Telton's orb. Watching, dawn chime blared again. Cora shoved Evan behind partition. Plain sight hide. Asset mode. He crouched amid gear crates. Protected asset. Stenciled bold. Heart steady. Door opened. Teldon's voice barked. Warrant served. Packet. Human. Full access. Cora's boots planted firm. Asset secured. Procedural challenge. High Council sign absent. Slate thrust. Validate. Siley chimed in. Denied. Oversight pinged. Teln growled. Reveal the asset. Evan rose smooth from crates. Stepped into light. Here.
Interview 2. Teln recoiled. Orb scanned frantic.
Concealed, protected. Cora's tail coiled Evan's leg instant. Frill flared defensive. Interview. Evan sat table. Precise truth. Ask. Teln perched. Probe extended. Packet contents. Declare. Sealed envoy data. Alliance future. Opens only at summit. Lies. Teln leaned. Bonding sync logged. Vorn claim evident. Forbidden mate bond. Cora lunged. Claws splayed. Posture locked. Frill dominant. Tail full claim wrap around Evan. Heat surged protective. Mind to guard. Teln's orb flashed triumph. Confirmation. Edict breach. Evan's hand covered her claw. Squeezed calm. Guard. Archivist, not mate. Protocol saves lives. Saley slammed console. Feeds hacked. Proof purge. Chaos erupted. Cora hauled Evan back. Door sealed. Alarms wailed distant. Teln flees. Saley's voice shook, but recording Saley's claws scraped the console. But recording transmitted. Teln has proof of claim posture. Cora's tail tightened around Evan's ankle. She yanked him deeper into the chamber. Bulkhead hissed shut behind them. Red emergency lights pulsed. Evan twisted free, gentle but firm. He scanned the room. Siley hunched over her slate. Frill collapsed in panic. Cora loomed. Claws flexed. Options, Evan said, voice level. Teln wants breach charges. We deny or pivot. Zaili whipped around. Deny fails. Feeds show tail wrap. Full claim signal. Edict violation. Cross-species bond forbidden. Cora snarled. Not bond. Protection. Alarms. Escalated. Footfalls thundered outside. Security drones whirred in the vents. Evan stepped to the console. Pulled up the feed logs. Human fingers danced across alien glyphs, familiar now from weeks of drills. Purge. Incomplete. Timestamp here. Teln sliced in before seal. Saeli's eyes widened. You see that? Pattern match, like your firewall glitches. He tapped override. Screen flickered green. Partial wipe. Cora grabbed his shoulder. Evac now. My shuttle. No. Evan met her gaze. Her frill quivered, fear masked as fury. Run looks guilty. Face it. Door rattled. Teln's voice boomed through intercom. Vorn household, formal claim test invoked. Article 47, custody protocols. Reveal asset or forfeit. Siley's tail lashed. He's baiting. Test forces declaration. Release Evan or claim full responsibility. Penalties crush you, Cora. Cora's claws dug into the bulkhead. Metal groaned. I guard what's mine. Evan placed his hand over hers. Warm scales met cool skin. Mine means choice. Witnesses present? Saley nodded. Feeds still live. Oversight Council pings inbound. Good. Evan straightened. Hit the door. Release. Bulkhead slid open. Teln stood there, orb hovering at shoulder height. 2 enforcer drones flanked him. Probe lights locked on Evan. Asset presents. Evan said. Test terms. Tellen's frill twitched smug. Claimant declares or releases. No middle. Bond evident. Human contamination confirmed. Cora shoved past Evan, planted herself between him and the drones, tail coiled loose now, visible but not wrapped. I declare. Gasps echoed from the hall. Council remotes chimed in. Tellen leaned forward. Full responsibility? Liability for all harm? Exile if breach proven? Cora's posture locked dominant. Frill full flare. Yes. Protective custody. War Statute 19B. Asset critical to alliance. Evan's pulse quickened. Old war statute? He recalled Saley's briefings, emergency clauses from border skirmishes, bindings that chained commanders to their charges. Teln's orb spun. Statute lapsed. Requires renewal petition. Saley darted forward. Slate thrust out. Loophole active. Diplomatic Addendum 12C. Envoy Mercer, Joint Liaison. Not asset. Partner status. Teln recoiled. Preposterous. Human unfit. Unfit. Evan cut in. Stepped beside Cora. Voice carried calm across the chamber. Consent terms. I stay voluntary. Witnesses note. Saili vouches diplomacy. No blame on her. Saili's frill perked. Relief flashed. Teln's probe jabbed air. Consent irrelevant. Bond sync logged. Physical claim. Guard duty. Cora snapped. Human norm. He consents. Scan it. Evan extended his arm. Orb swept over him. No reaction. Humans dodged their biosensors. Another quirk Saili had laughed about. Tellen hissed. Evasion. Full test. Bind or release. Cora's tail brushed Evan's leg. Not wrap. Invitation. He nodded once. She extended claw. Slate linked. Legal glyph pulsed. Bound. Penalties mine. Harm to asset. My exile. My fines. My blood debt. Council remotes buzzed approval. Witness murmured. Saili's breath hitched, but Evan focused on Cora. Her frill softened. Eyes held his. Steel resolve cracking to something warmer. Teln slammed his slate. Petition filed. Custody. Provisional. Contamination probe continues. He spun away. Drones trailed. Door sealed. Silence fell. Cora released the bind glyph. Claw lingered on Evan's wrist. Safe. For now. Pulse synced under her scales. You didn't have to bind penalties. Choice. Her tail nudged his calf. Gentle claim. Saili slumped against a console. That statute. Cora. You accepted punishment tiers. If Evan scratches himself, you're liable. Cora shrugged. Humans heal fast. He won't. Evan chuckled. Low. Noted. No heroics on my end. Alarms cut. Green lights returned, but tension lingered. Cora's gaze lingered longer. Hours later, household lockdown lifted. Evan moved through dim corridors to his assigned quarters. Cora's shadow followed. Silent sentinel. He paused at the hatch. Shift over. She crossed arms. Frill half-raised. Custody. I stay. Inside, gear crates still marked protected asset. He unpacked a ration bar, offered half. Share? Her tail flicked curiosity. She took it. Nibbled. Tasteless. Efficient, like me. He sat on the bunk. She perched opposite. Space-tight forcing proximity. Silence stretched. Her claws tapped rhythm. Why consent? Humans flee taboos. Evan met her eyes. Gold flecks in violet, promises kept. You saved me first raid, Saley trusted intro. Debt paid forward. Debt? Cora leaned in. Heat radiated. Bond feels more. Not bond. He held steady. Trust. Her frill quivered. Claw brushed his hand. Trust binds tighter. Dawn chime sounded soft. No alarms this time. Saeli calmed in. Summit prep. Tells petition hits council tomorrow. Play joint liaison strong. Evan nodded to the slate. Got it. Cora rose. I escort. Corridors bustled now. Bowed to Cora. Whispers trailed Evan. The human. Claimed. They reached the prep chamber. Solly waited. Slates arrayed. Glyph drills. Alliance packet opens at summit. No leaks. Evan ran sequences. Fingers flew. Saeli matched pace. Cora watched. Tail coiled watchful. Mid-drill. Console pinged. Incoming warrant. Secondary probe. Telm again. Cora snarled. Plain sight this time. Evan stood. Together. They marched to the entry hall. Tellan arrived with fresh drones. Archivist robes crisp. Packet inspection, Tell demanded. Contamination vector. Evan opened his satchel. Alliance seal gleamed. Sealed. Witnesses? Council remotes hovered. Saley activated logs. Tellan's probe neared. Cora blocked it. Tail full coil around Evan's leg. Claim posture again. Back off, she growled. Tellan smirked. Repeat breach. Bind penalties activate. Cora's claws splayed. Test me. Evan covered her claw. Squeezed. Protocol. He scanned seal only. Telm hesitated. Orb dimmed. Provisional pass. He retreated. Saeli exhaled. Close. Cora unwound her tail, but her hand stayed on Evan's shoulder. Warmth seeped through fabric. Evening fell. Household dimmed. Evan retreated to quarters. Cora followed. Sat guard outside first, then inside. Bunk space shrank. He lay back. She mirrored on the floor mat. Breathing synced in dark. Protective custody, she murmured. Feels right. Evan turned. Silhouette sharp. Feels chosen. Her frill rustled. Claw found his hand. Held. Next cycle, summit shuttle loomed. Saeli briefed en route. Telm lurks. Play liaison. Docks swarmed. Cora cleared path. Tail brushed Evan constant. Subtle claim. Archivist Telm waited at gate. Final claim verification. Cora stepped forward. Declared. Penalties accepted. Telm's orb flashed. Punishment Tier 1 confirmed. Custodian liable. Saley's gasp cut sharp. Evan froze. Heard it clear. Cora's choice locked in. Punishment for his safety. Evan strode toward the chamber door. His boots echoed on the polished deck plates. The summit shuttle's hum vibrated through the floor. He gripped the handle. Turned it. The door swung open smooth. No lock engaged. Cool corridor air rushed in. He paused, looked back. Cora stood rigid by the briefing console. Her tail flicked once, frill half raised. Saeli hovered near the holomap. Datapads clutched tight. Archivist Tell lingered at the edge. Orb pulsing faint red. Go if you must, Cora said. Voice low, steady. Door's yours. But stay by choice. Not custody. Evan released the handle. Door stayed open. He faced her full. Choice means terms. Public ones. Protect Saley. Protect the treaty. Cora nodded sharp. Stepped closer. Heat from her scales brushed his arm. Agreed. Public. I escort you. Tail contact minimal. No claims in view. Protocol liaison only. Saeli's pads clattered down. Evan. He held up a hand, kept eyes on Cora. Private. Trust first. No guards inside quarters. Privacy when I say. And your punishments? We share the load, not you alone. Cora's claws flexed, then relaxed. Bold. Humans negotiate like that? Her frill smoothed. Tail tip curled near his boot, not touching. Practical, Evan said. Keeps promises intact. Builds real protection. She held his gaze. Amber eyes narrowed, then softened. Partnership accepted. Claw extended. He clasped it. Grip firm, warm, pulse synced through scales. Saley cleared her throat. Briefing final. Shuttle launches in 10. Teln? The archivist's orb brightened. He floated forward. Verification holds. Tier 1 penalties bind Cora. Fines, rotations docked. But contamination rumors persist. Larger audit incoming, council level. His probe extended toward Evan's satchel again. Cora shifted. Blocked it seamless. Audits later. Shuttle now. Teln retracted. Orb dimmed to blue. Challenge escalates. Watch your vectors. He spun and glided out the open door. Saley exhaled, grabbed her pads. Path clear, for now. Evan shut the door, click sealed it. Turned to Cora. First rule, we move together. No surprises. He nodded. Tail brushed his calf. Private signal. Together. They filed into the corridor. Docks buzzed with summit traffic. Aliens of a dozen clans swarmed loading ramps. Crests flared in greetings. Scents sharp. Ozone from tech. Musk from hides. Cora cleared ahead. Her security badge flashed. Path opened. Evan matched her stride. Satchel secure at his side. Saley's steps hurried behind, treaty signing first. Your human logistics pitch seals it. Kellen wants a crack. Don't give him one. Got it, Evan said, eyes scanned. Spotted Telton's orb trailing distant. He leaned to Cora. Whispered, your tail. Dial it back, public. She coiled it tight. Habit. Grin flashed. Fangs brief. Fixing. Shuttle ramp loomed. Guards saluted Cora. Scanned badges. Evan presented his. Alliance seal beeped green. They boarded. Cabin sealed plush. Diplomat class. Cora claimed the one beside him. Siley opposite. Evan buckled in. Acceleration pressed him back. Stars streaked viewports. Summit station grew. Spires like crystal thorns. Cora's claw tapped his armrest. Punishments hit tomorrow. Fines I cover. Rotations, borrow from family. No, Evan said, unbuckled as gravity normalized. We split. My envoy stipend transfers. Her frill rustled amusement. Noted. Deaths. Noted. Saley synced her pad to the cabin console. Hollow bloomed. Treaty text scrolling. Key clause. Shared defense pacts. Your world's fleets integrate ours. Logistics sync critical. Evan leaned in. Fingers traced lines. Here, supply chains overlap. Humans handle bulk hauls. Your jump drives punch gates. Combo unbeatable. Saley's crest perked. Exactly. Sell that. Station docked. Airlock hissed open. Summit halls glittered. Vaulted ceilings. Clan banners rippling. Delegates clustered. Whispers rose as Cora entered. Evan at her flank. A Vorn elder approached. Crest high. Daughter. Claim status? Cora straightened. Declared. Penalties active. Liaison secure. Elder eyed Evan. Sniffed. Human. Close.
Protocol, Cora said. Tail locked still.
They pressed on. Signing chamber doors parted. Council remotes hovered central. Ambassadors seated ringside. Teln's orb perched high. Watching. Saley took her podium. Vorn delegation ready. Evan stood protocol station. Satchel open, seals visible. Cora at his shoulder. Public distance perfect. Lead counselor activated. Voice boomed. Treaty phase 2. Logistics integration. Saeli projected charts. Evan stepped forward. Humans propose hybrid chains. Our freighters mass 10K ton standard. Your gates cycle 20% faster with our nav locks. Demo data. Projections shifted. Routes lit efficient webs. Gasps rippled. A Krath delegate leaned in. Human mass? Through our gates? Evan nodded. Tested. Stable. Counselor Frill flared approval. Metrics hold. Vote. Eyes dominated. Treaty locked. Cheers erupted. Delegates surged. Cora blocked a press. Her hand found Evan's back. Brief. Hidden. Well played. Teln's orb dipped low. Flashed query at Cora. She ignored. Guided Evan out. Back corridors cleared fast. Siley's comm buzzed. Household secure. Return shuttle prepped. Evan paused at a viewport. Station spun below. Teln's audit. What's the play? Cora's tail slipped free. Private now. Curled around his leg light. We prove clean. Your way. He covered her scales with his hand. Squeezed. Partnership. Heat built under palm. Her frill brushed his shoulder. Chosen. Saeli caught up, eyes wide. You two. Rules hold, Evan said. Public later, shuttle ride blurred. Household docks welcomed dim. Evening cycle dimmed halls. Evan headed quarters, door unlocked again. Cora's doing. He entered, she followed. No guard post. Satchel dropped. He faced her. Privacy now. Talk punishments. Cora shut door. Leaned against it. Fines, 5 credits. Rotations, 2 off duty. Evan pulled his pad. Transferred half. Done. Stipend covers. Her eyes widened. Claw traced the confirmation. You. Just did. Promise kept. He stepped closer. Air thickened. Her scent. Spice and stone. Filled space. Tail uncoiled. Wrapped his waist loose. Trust building. He nodded. Hand rose to her frill. Fingers gentle on ridges. It quivered. Earned. She pulled him down. Mats soft under them. Breathing synced. No rush. Claws traced his shirt seams. Careful. Human skin. Fragile. Perfect. Evan's fingers explored scales. Smooth. Warm. Your strength. Balances. Dark deepened. Bodies aligned. It shared. No words. Just hold. Next cycle dawned. Com pinged. Saeli's voice. Teln's audit filed. Full household scan. Cora stirred. Tail tightened. Challenge. Evan rose. Practical. We prep. Together. Door stood ready. But he stayed. Chosen. Summit echoes faded. Household braced. Teln's probe loomed larger. Council backed. Scans inbound. Contamination hunt sharpened. Cora dressed armor. Claws sheathed. Defend your quarter. Evan checked seals. Satchel secure. Ours now. Saeli burst in. Pads frantic. Orb fleet. 2 cycles out. Cora growled low. They test. Evan met her eyes. We pass. Negotiate harder. Tail claim full. Private vow. Partnership locked. But Teldon's whisper net buzzed clans. Rumors swelled. Human taint spreads. Bind penalties tier 2. Pressure built. Trust strained. Door to exit. Still open. Evan chose locket. Stay. Fight is won.